President-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Some of the president-elect's...
Coming up on market shares, as Trump sizes up Fed Chair Jerome Powell, future interest rates could impact new student loan borrowers.
And $30 million is being invested into downtown Syracuse's Tech Garden. Are the funds will impact local startups?
And as Trump's battle with higher education ramps up, what that means for tax-exempt institutions like Syracuse University. Hold on to your wallets because market share starts right now.
As the markets hit pause today, the anticipation of the Easter weekend, and investors are cracking under the pressure of Chinese trade relations. Welcome to Market Shares. I'm Carson Fowler.
And I'm Sean Dempsey. Let's take a look at how the major indexes ended the week here, Carson. Pretty flat overall, I would say, when it comes to the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow, as you can say.
Yeah, the three major indexes, sort of a correction-ish week for them after it's just a lot of volatility between Trump's reciprocal tariffs, but obviously the S&P 500, the only index actually in the green this week. But interesting note about the Dow, though, 20 of its 30 largest stocks actually went up, but because of United Healthcare dropping nearly 20% this week, it's down.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a little bit. But there were concerns about, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell when it comes to the economic impact of tariffs, which is, I feel like we've been talking about for the past few weeks on this show. And, a lot of large cap companies took a hit this week because of the market volatility, like you mentioned before. And, a lot of these tech companies are being hit too with a lot of these.
Yeah, I like what you said about some of those tech companies. The Mag 7 stocks, so Alphabet, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, Apple, and Amazon, all down this week. They're actually down 3%. As of this year, so not great for tech stock. That's why the NASDAQ is down.
Yeah, honestly, kind of surprised the market isn't down more because investors really want to see certainty, but we'll see that in the coming weeks. But let's get to our first market mover for this week, which is Eli Lilly having a very, very great week, Carson.
Yeah, you can see the big tick on your screen just up here. On Thursday, Eli Lilly announced that it got through phase 2 of its new diabetes and obesity drug. It's called orforgliprin. Try saying that 10 times fast, Sean.
No, I can't.
But they're in a good spot. 15% increase on their stock this week. Sorry, 16%. But Eli Lilly in a great spot right now.
Yeah, Eli Lilly having a great week. Said its daily obesity pill met the company's goals for the latter half of its testing trials. And the highest dose of the pill, Carson, helped patients lose about 8% of their body weight on average after 40 weeks, which is really, really incredible stuff when you think about it.
And Sean, what I understand about this pill is unlike some of these other weight loss drugs, it's not an injection. It's a daily once-a-take pill, oral medication, and they're filing for the end of 2026 to hopefully be a type 2 diabetes drug as well.
Yeah, and some analysts expect the market for GLP-1s to be worth more than $150 billion annually. So, really big market growth potential for a company like Eli Lilly.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to our next market mover, United Healthcare Group. We touched on it a little bit in the beginning of our market update because it is down big. You can see the huge tick towards Sean on the right side of your screen, and that's because it missed on earnings big time, Sean, down 23% this week.
Yeah, stock was down about 22% on Thursday after its first quarter earnings missed expectations. Also, the company cut its full year guidance to United Health for the first quarter reported revenue of about $110 billion versus about the $112 expected according to Bloomberg. And also interesting, in a statement, United Health's CEO said that the earnings did not perform up to expectations, and they're addressing those challenges. So I wonder exactly what he means by that.
Yeah, I got another quote from him as well. He also said it was unusual and unacceptable that their stock tipped this much after missing on earnings. It's actually the stock's biggest fall off in the last 26 years. Let's get to our next stock, NVIDIA, Sean.
Yeah, NVIDIA not having a great week, kind of in the news because of the tariff situation. We talk about NVIDIA a lot on this show, but down about 7% on the week. NVIDIA dropped after it said that the U.S. government is restricting exports of its H20 chips. The restrictions could mean a hit of about $5.5 billion for NVIDIA. Also would affect AMD as well. And JP Morgan estimates that 2025 earnings are going to take a hit of about 8 to 10%, so not great news for investors.
And Sean, you mentioned that potential revenue loss in market cap. They lost, NVIDIA speaking, lost $250 billion in market capitalization just off of this news. Their stock is actually down 7% or almost 7% this week, but it's down 20% in the past 6 months. So not a great few months for NVIDIA, but it's also not a great month or so for tech stocks in general. A lot of because of the news coming out of Trump and some of these reciprocal tariffs. But we've got some more news, some local news about tech stocks here in Syracuse because it's revitalizing its downtown startup incubator, the Tech Garden. It's currently undergoing major renovations, and our Riley Underwood is live downtown to tell us what new business we can expect at the Tech Garden downtown Syracuse. Riley.
Well, with Micron coming in and now new construction in downtown Syracuse here, we're really seeing Syracuse try to become the tech capital of New York State. And in this specific project for the Tech Garden, it's a 46,000 square foot, $32 million two-story renovation that's expected to add around 35 office spaces. And what these office spaces are used for is tech startups. So entrepreneurs that may not have a permanent office space just yet, trying to get their feet off the ground. This is the building that they will be using. It should be done in the next couple of months. It was originally supposed to be completed in the fall, but obviously that hasn't happened. So we're still waiting. It should happen in the next couple of months. We're still awaiting a new name too. They're completely rebranding it. We're gonna have the announced name change announced Wednesday. We'll see what that's going to be. And don't discount the effect that tariffs have on this. We're seeing all the tariffs placed on China, and of course that's one of the tech capitals of the world. They get a lot of technology from there, but on the flip side, this could also promote more American manufacturing of technology products, and even right here in Syracuse. Really the poster child for all this is a brand called Dempsey. That's a brand that got its start here in the Tech Garden, the tech hub, and it's now valued at over $1 billion. They track people in buildings. How cool is that? A little scary too with all this artificial intelligence that's going on, but that's what businesses are going for when they're putting their goals up high. We've seen it here before. Syracuse and the Tech Garden have had successful businesses come out, and now at least 35 more businesses can fit in the new Tech Garden. We'll see what turns out, and it should be opening up pretty soon. Downtown Syracuse, I'm Riley Underwood, Citrus TV.
Thanks so much, Riley. Great reporting as always. Coming up on Market Shares, a local class action lawsuit could mean you're entitled to a payout. Find out if you're eligible when Market Shares returns.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Market Shares. If you've noticed a new purple neon sign on Marshall Street, it's because New York licensed cannabis store Dazed is opening its newest location for this Sunday. Crowds packed the sidewalk to visit with basketball legend Carmelo Anthony, advertising his Stay Mellow cannabis line. The Green Market Report projects New York's cannabis market to hit $6 billion within 2 years, averaging $1 billion in annual national sales.
And if you visited Regal Cinemas at Destiny USA between July of 2023 and 2024, you may be entitled to a payout. The theater company, which has over 35 locations in New York State, has agreed to pay $2.5 million in settlement fees to customers following a class action lawsuit. If you use the guest checkout option, in which booking fees for electronic tickets were not disclosed, visit regalticketfeesettlement.com to submit a claim.
Sean, I'm totally going to do that. I was here in Syracuse and I went to that theater all the time. Anyways. Since taking office, President Donald Trump has made drastic changes to regulations, protocols, and institutions across the country. And now universities are no different. Our reporter Drew Albaugh joins us with more on the potential funding cuts to higher education. Drew.
Thanks, Carson. The Trump campaign has initiated an effort to restrict funding from several elite universities, including Cornell, Yale, Columbia, and most recently, Harvard. The block in funding is due to concerns over campus activism, diversity programs, and foreign affiliations. In addition to blocking $2 billion in federal funding, Trump is also threatening Harvard's tax-exempt status. This exemption is given to institutions that are acting in the public's interest, which, according to President Trump, the university is directly contradicting, stating Harvard should be taxed as a political entity if it keeps pushing political, ideological, and terrorist-inspired/supporting sicknesses. Here at Syracuse University, Chancellor Kent Severud is responding to the federal cuts with a level head, saying we're not going to have across-the-board hiring freezes, we're not going to have deep budget cuts. This statement was also made before the complete funding freeze across universities.
Drew, thanks for joining us at the desk now.
Thank you.
So, from what I understand, Trump is blocking this funding to Harvard and some of these universities because students are speaking out, because of campus activism. Can you go into a little bit more detail on what exactly we're going to be missing out on?
Yeah, so it's happening across the country in these elite universities, but it's been most recently happening in Harvard. And the reason why there's so much press on the topic is because Harvard isn't bowing down to President Trump right now, like a lot of different universities, saying after the $2 billion, $2 billion, guys, is a lot of money.
With a B. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And Harvard is a really rich university, and they're saying, look, we're not going to do this. We're not going to fold down. The reason Trump is freezing them, the primary reason, is because of the anti-Semitism movements that Trump is perceiving that these universities are having over the last year because of different protests. And because of that, Harvard's saying we're not going to let the First Amendment kind of break us down. We have a right to speech. And Trump is saying, well, we want to constrict that, and $2 billion, not enough for Harvard to bow their heads.
Yeah, well, they definitely have one of the largest endowments, so they definitely have the money to back it.
Drew, you mentioned Harvard, but how are some of these other universities responding to this issue?
Yeah, I mentioned there was a few other universities, Columbia most notably, $400 million federal funding freeze, and they're kind of the exact opposite of Harvard. Yes, they have a large endowment, but they also aren't the same level of institution like a Harvard. So Trump said there's 9 things I want you, Columbia, to change. And Columbia said, okay, we'll do them. We have to do them. $400 million is $400 million. One of those things was saying, Trump wanted a mask mandate, so no masks on campus. And Columbia said, we have to do that. And that's kind of some of the crazy things that Trump is saying these universities have to do. On the other side, Cornell, kind of in the middle ground, the $1 billion federal funding freeze, and the $1 billion, a lot of money, but Cornell hasn't gone on either side yet, kind of waiting for the waters to cool down.
Can we expect some of those similar mandates at other schools, like these 9 things that Trump has listed out? Is that possible?
It's possible. For example, like Syracuse University, Syracuse, obviously a private institution, like a lot of these universities that Trump has froze federal funding, but Syracuse takes in federal funding still, even though they're a private institution. But they're kind of like your uncle at Thanksgiving, right? Just kind of staying low, not making your opinions known. Keep your head down like a bunny rabbit in tall grass. We're not going to do anything quite yet because right now nothing's happening.
Yeah. Well, Drew Albaugh, as good as always, and we appreciate your time and appreciate the acronyms.
I also wanted to thank you guys, last show with you guys, so appreciate it, yes.
Drew, Dude, don't do that, don't do that. Well, when we come back here on Market Shares, the Metallica Tour is hitting Syracuse this weekend. Find out how to snag a low-price ticket to the second largest concert in Dome history when we return.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Women are bad with money.
It's what the world's been saying for centuries. But now,
we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Welcome back in the Market Shares. President Donald Trump on Thursday publicly criticized his own appointee, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, from the Oval Office, calling for his termination.
I don't think he's doing the job. He's too late, always too late, a little slow, and I'm not happy with him. If I want him out, he'll be out of there real fast, believe me.
Pressure to cut interest rates is building, which would impact those planning to take out new federal student loans. Syracuse University ranks 81st nationwide with a median student debt of over $20,000.
Yeah, and if you're brushing up on music before two major concerts hit the Dome this month, Spotify's recent outage may have hit you at the worst time. The company restored service to nearly 700 million users by early afternoon, although nearly 50,000 users across the United States and Europe reported issues. Spotify continues to capitalize on its podcast and low price sensitivity. Its stock is up around 4% this week.
And Metallica takes the stage at the JMA Wireless Dome Saturday night in front of nearly 50,000 fans. It's expected to be the second largest concert crowd in Dome history, with ticket prices ranging from $75 to over $1,000 on resale sites. Visit Syracuse says hotel occupancy as of Thursday is at 90%, with an estimated economic impact of $13 to $15 million.
Yeah, Sean, and speaking of concerts, if you're busy this weekend, Lotto will headline next weekend's block party at the JMA Dome alongside singer-songwriter Role Model. Tickets for floor and stand seating are now available to the general public, just starting at $40.
And today marks the fourth day of Meta's ongoing antitrust trial with the FTC. Our Olivia Rodriguez has more on what the outcome could mean for the media giant. Olivia?
Hey there, Sean. Well, if you open up your phone right now, there's a high chance you have all three of these apps on your phone: Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. Right now, Mark Zuckerberg is in Washington testifying in his lawsuit between Meta and the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC is arguing that Meta created a monopoly over the social media market when it acquired Instagram and WhatsApp over 10 years ago. On the second day of the trial, FTC lawyers presented what they called a smoking gun: several emails Zuckerberg sent between 2011 and 2018, one of which saying, quote, Meta's argument is that as calls to break up the big tech companies grow, there is a non-trivial chance that they will be forced to spin out Instagram and perhaps WhatsApp in the next 5 to 10 years anyway. Meta's argument is that the company does not constitute as a monopoly because it's still competing with other apps like TikTok, YouTube, X, and Messenger. In January, Zuckerberg took to Facebook to announce updates to the platform aimed at appealing to the president's free speech agenda.
First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. We're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed. So we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again.
Olivia, when it comes to this case, how difficult is it going to be for the FTC?
Yeah, Sean, well, this actually is going to be a pretty interesting case for the FTC to define because in order for Meta to acquire both Instagram and WhatsApp, the FTC actually did have to apply that acquisition. They had to agree to it. So the FTC is sort of going to have to backtrack on that decision. Back in 2012, they allowed Meta to acquire Instagram. So it's going to be on them to sort of define why they're trying to backtrack a decision they made over 10 years ago. Andrew Ferguson is also Trump's appointee as the FTC leader, and he said that the lawyers for the FTC are raring to go. They have been waiting for this case against Meta since 2020. Trump's first term is when they first brought this case up to the FTC. So this is about 5 years in the making, but it's really going to be an uphill battle for the FTC to define what this case means for them and why they're backtracking on a decision that they already made.
Yeah, Olivia, given Trump's relationship with Elon Musk, the owner of X, and his constant social media presence, is there any chance we could see him interfering in this case in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, definitely. Trump's impact on this case is definitely felt if it's not exactly there, because Elon Musk and Trump do have a strong connection. But if you were watching the inauguration, Mark Zuckerberg was there, standing behind Trump as one of the many billionaires that attended the inauguration with him. And this is probably because Mark Zuckerberg donated over $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund. Now, this is all due to the fact that Zuckerberg is really trying to mend the relationship that he has with Trump, because if you didn't know, he actually took Trump off of Facebook in 2021. He banned him from the app. So since then, Zuckerberg has been clearly trying to redefine that relationship and get back in Trump's good graces. They had a dinner at Mar-a-Lago a couple of months ago, but Facebook's concerns, unfortunately, are pretty nonpartisan. Both Democrats and Republicans are not really fans of what Zuckerberg is doing. So if Zuckerberg really wants to hold on to these acquisitions of both Instagram and WhatsApp, he's really going to have to get back into the president's good graces, but it's not looking like that right now.
Thanks so much for joining us in studio, Olivia. If you're still looking for a last-minute summer vacation, look no further. Universal Studios in Orlando will unveil its new theme park, Universal Epic Universe, on May 22nd. The park is expected to generate $2 billion in revenue for the state of Florida in its first year, adding nearly 18,000 workers. The parks cost an estimated $11 billion. This park will be the fourth of 5 parks at the resort. It will feature Celestial Park, Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Super Nintendo World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, everything. One-day passes to the park will be $139 for an adult and $135 for children.
Sean, I think I've pretty much heard enough. I want to go. Coming up on Market Shares, we take a look back at some of our favorite moments, and for the last time, Sean Dempsey and I sign off. Stick around.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome to Live from
POV.
Welcome to another episode of Culturally and Technically Legal.
Previously on Survivor.
Welcome back to the Esports Juice Box, where we break down this week's esports news into digestible sizes for easy consumption.
Well, Sean, after a long run here on market shares, we're finally signing off.
Yeah, let's take a look back at some of our favorite market shares moments.
Now we welcome to the show our financial analyst, Sean Dempsey. Sean, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Bradley. A lot of stuff has been going on in the stock market this week. A lot of news has been brewing, I should say. And three stocks that I want to highlight are Disney, Google, and McDonald's.
One company in particular adding new safety features is Instagram. Starting this week, the app will automatically make youth accounts private, and teens won't be able to get around it by creating fake accounts with fake birth dates.
Hi, Carson and Sean. Congrats on your final show. I can't believe your time at Citrus has come to an end, but it's been so great working with you guys these past couple of years. Sean, I've learned so much from EPing with you and just seeing you grow as an anchor. And Carson, you are one of the most fun people to work with. You guys are both so talented. I can't imagine Citrus and market shares without you guys. You made my Friday so much better, and I miss you guys, but congratulations, and just know that no matter what you end up doing, you guys are going to be so successful.
Hey Carson, hey Sean, I just want to wish you guys congratulations on your final show, Market Shares. Feels like just yesterday you guys were creating that back sophomore year with Jake, and then being producers and now being on the air. It's really full circle and really cool to see you guys doing what you do, and good luck to whatever you guys do in the future, of course.
Hey Sean, it's Bradley here, coming to you from the mothership in New Jersey. Congrats on your last show, man. I know it's been a long road to get here, a lot of hard work going into market shares, especially when we were just getting it off the ground in the beginning, but boy, were you a big part of that. So thank you for that, but also congrats. It's a rewarding feeling, you know, bringing something from the ground up, getting to the anchor desk, and just watching how it flourishes. You know, we used to kind of joke Market Shares was the most fun show at CitrusTV, but I really think it was true, and you were a big part of that, not just making it fun, but also making it a good show through your hard work and dedication. So congrats, good luck in the future. I know what's coming next, and I could not be more excited for you.
Hi Carson and Sean, congrats on your last market share shows. I know how much time you guys have put into creating this, and also all your time in Citrus overall. Really proud to be both you guys as friends, and best of luck in the future and with everything. Love you guys so much.
Sean and Carbomb, it was the honor of a lifetime creating market shares with you guys, and you guys have taken it to a whole new level. I'm so proud of both of you. You guys are both fantastic broadcasters and even better people. You will both represent CitrusTV well in the professional world, and I hope you both have a great last show and have a blast at AFI Date Night.
Baggy jeans are back across all consumer sectors, and that's what the data reflects on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a huge baggy jeans. I do wear baggy jeans, and I know Carson, you know, clowns me from time to time, but in my opinion, they're better than skinny jeans.
I'm like a skinny fit jeans. I mean, not like actually skinny jeans, but like, you know, light fit.
Well, you've been telling me that you've been looking for a good pair of baggy jeans.
Have I been? Well,
you're done.
Do you have like a Chipotle the like membership?
No, and a lot of people say I'm dumb because I would get like a free, you know, bowl or burrito.
Yeah, you get like 1,300 points.
But I'm just giving Chipotle money at this point. I don't
Are you going later?
I am gonna go later. Do you want to go with me? Maybe.
No.
Oh. Okay. Maybe we should get Chipotle after this.
I've got another new show. I can't.
That's right.
It has been a long time coming. I mean, we really did build this from the ground up.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy seeing like where it's come sophomore year till now, and I'm sure, you know, obviously we're leaving, but the show is gonna, flourish and stay at Citrus for a very long time.
I mean, it's always cool to you always say you want to leave someplace better than when you found it, and I feel like we did that.
Yeah, no, I would hope. I would hope, yeah.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for the last time for us on this episode of Market Shares. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram at CitrusTV News, and like us on Facebook. For the last time, I'm Carson Fowler.
And I'm Sean Dempsey. Have a great night in Syracuse.